Hey guys, here's my final thought about the Umi Plus E or Umi Plus Extreme, I should say. Basically, if you look at the design, to be honest with you, this is not the best design you can get in a smartphone of today. It's just the basic design, and then that's just about it. You can't really say, oh, well, the design is the best smartphone you get for the design. But to be honest with you, this phone it's not just about the design. There's more to the phone than just the design. If you want power, a real powerful device, I'm talking about extremely powerful device. Yes, you can talk about this phone. But when it comes to design, no, it's not up to you. Just try it out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. A very quick look at the Antutu benchmarking score. You know, the score is pretty decent. To be honest, I don't understand how this score will affect the day-to-day use of the phone. I mean, normally I don't really like doing this, relying on scores like stuff like this. I just like to test the phone myself, because that's I'm talking about practical usage, not just writing figures. Though it does make sense, and you can see the score is pretty decent, 63,507, which is not too bad for the phone. Wi-Fi speed test is pretty okay too. I mean, I know I'm running a fast network, but you can see 71 megabyte per seconds. This is crazy. Now it's 74, but you're going to be getting between 71 and 74. That is download speed, and the upload speed should be around, I think, 20 megabyte per second. So now we're talking about how powerful the phone is. This is exactly what I'm saying. Of course, 6 gig RAM is the selling point of the device, and the phone is running MediaTek processor LOP20 8-core CPU. You can see on the screen, majority of the CPU are sleeping. They had nothing to do until when they needed, like when performance comes. And one thing I have to agree with is MediaTek processor. I think they are underrated now. To be honest, these processors are actually not too bad when it comes to performance. I think they can run the race too. Gaming and multitasking is awesome. I mean, you can actually run 10 games, not just any game, graphic intense game. I actually ran this game, I played them simultaneously side by side, switching from one game to another, and nothing reloaded. So that means the RAM management of the phone is very good. I'm going to switch to another game now so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm just going to switch to the next any game available. Okay, I'm playing this one. You can see, you can just resume. That's it. Usually it will start again if it cannot hold them in memory. That's exactly what I'm saying about this phone. So the 6 gig RAM, I think the RAM management is very, very good on this phone. Yes, it's very good, that's for sure. And the 4000 milliamps battery, oh my days, this is cool. I use this phone as my daily driver every day. I'm still left with at least 20%, 21% at the end of the day. I'm talking about intensive usage. I continue to use it to browse, to play game. I'm still left with at least 20% at the end of the day before I charge it. So that's just about the aspect of the configuration of the phone. I want to talk about the camera. The camera UI, even though it does remind me of the iPhone iOS camera, but the camera entirely, I mean the camera sensor, this is one of the best Chinese phone camera that have actually impressed me. I'm not talking about the best camera phone, but the best Chinese camera device that have actually impressed me. Images are clear, sharp, even at night, but I find a little bit of awkwardness at night while filming. I'm going to jump into camera UI now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Then show the camera photo and video sample. Okay guys, here's a quick look of the camera interface very quickly. Um, though I did understand the UI does look like the camera interface UI does look like the what's it called, the iPhone iOS UI, but there's a little bit of settings that are different. The only disappointment with this camera is one, it doesn't have an optical image stabilization, no electronic image stabilization either. no slow-mo, no time lapse. That's just it. I don't know if those can be added via software, but look at the settings. Here in the settings, I actually like the fact that you have the option to change the aspect ratio. You know, every other aspect ratio is either you want to use 4:3 or 16:9 aspect ratio. You know, you see that it changes. If you want to use 16:9, and that's still the same 30 megapixel camera. I like the fact that you can actually do that. These are just basically what you find in every other Chinese smartphone. The video, you can record in 4K, which I still think is 1080p. I've tried 1080p and I've tried 4K. I still think there's no difference, to be honest with you. Where here you have the pro photo. What this does is it lets you trick the setting of the camera, you know. See, you can increase, you can just, this reminds me of the Lumia, Nokia Lumia settings, which we found in the Windows phone in those days. You know, that's it. You can actually see it changes the color and everything changes. If I go back to photo, it goes back to normal, and you have the panorama mode. This is just the camera interface. There's nothing much. HDR is common. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be filming with the phone now. Let's have a video sample of the camera, how it does perform. That's what I'm gonna be doing now. This is a video sample. I'm actually filming in 4K, and you will agree with me, you can't complain with this kind of camera quality you're getting on this device. You have to understand one thing: you didn't pay much, and then, to be honest with you, this camera quality impresses me. Is one of the, aside from the Lee Echo Dual camera, I think this is the second one that I would choose. You know, to be honest, it's not the best camera you get in a smartphone, but with this kind of video quality, why should you complain? You know, video are sharp, clear, image, you know, they're very crisp, and the color correction, everything is there, and then, you know, it does match the color, you know, so you can't really complain. Though I quite understand that it's a little bit of the contrast level, it's got high contrast, but it's still all right, you know. I mean, this is what you get. And the one thing I have to understand is you don't actually need to tap to focus. I think this phone has continuous focus, which is very good. You know, majority of these smartphones that I've talked about, you actually need to tap to focus. It does have continuous focus, and I like it so much. You can see, if I move away, you know, it focuses on that. If I come back, and it focuses very quickly. And you can actually zoom by just panning, you know. And this is the zoom rate. You have to understand one fact: I'm not on the tripod. It's going to be very shaky the fact that I'm zoomed. And I didn't say this earlier wrong, that this phone doesn't have optical image stabilization and not even electronic image stabilization. So you can actually see these are the downside of the camera. Other than that, if your hand is steady, if you're filming on this device, to be honest, you won't have any problem. The selling point is not target at camera, you know, it's target at the power, you know, the extreme, the 6 gig RAM and the multitasking. So I still getting this kind of camera quality, and this phone, remember, is still under 200 pounds. So for me, it's a very good camera you're getting, to be honest. So I'm gonna jump into night mode too. So here is my conclusion. Umi Plus E, for me, I think is the best phone in its category it belongs. You know, I will say this over and over. You actually paying less for more power. That's why I call this phone. It's not just about the 6 gig RAM. For me, I think the implementation of 6 gig RAM really matters a lot in a smartphone. So guys, I think that's everything I know about this phone, Umi Plus E. I would say Umi Plus Extreme. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I will see you next when I make a new video. Thank you. God bless.